A rational equation is an equation of fractions. So, where you have variables in the numerator and in the denominator, and you have polynomials and all kinds of things happening. So, what you can see on this page are rational equations. The first kind of rational equation that we're going to learn how to simplify is when you have one fraction equal to one fraction. The simplest way to do these problems is to do what is called cross multiply. Now, I want to be cautious here because cross multiplication can only work if you have a fraction equal to a fraction. In that case, you may cross multiply. It's just a shortcut way of clearing the denominators. So in our first example here, we can see we have a fraction equal to a second fraction. So we're going to multiply. Now, the first thing we're going to want to do is in the second fraction, do you see how there's a minus sign sitting here in the front? You want to decide, is that minus sign going to go with the numerator or with the denominator? You cannot put the minus sign in both places and you can't just ignore it. My suggestion is always put the minus sign with the thing that looks the easiest. In this case, that's the -2. So we're going to move this minus sign up with the 2 and make it -2 over x plus 5. You still have a negative fraction. We're just sort of deciding where does that minus go. Now that we've made that decision, we're going to cross multiply, meaning the denominator of the right is going to multiply by the numerator of the left. So 5 times x plus 5. Then we're going to do the second diagonal. The numerator of the right will multiply by the denominator of the left. And that will be on the other side of the equal sign. So -2 times 3x minus 4. So we get this simplified version of a problem. And notice we got rid of all the denominators. That's always the goal in a rational equation. Get rid of the denominators. Make it not a fraction anymore. And this is something that you started solving way back in Algebra 1. So we'll distribute the 5 and we'll distribute the -2. And then we'll finish solving here by collecting like terms. So we'll get 11x is equal to -17. And our final answer here, even though it's not pretty, it is correct, will be -17 over 11. Our second example over here looks like it's not a fraction equal to a fraction, but how can I turn any number that I want to into a fraction? Remember, everything is a fraction. It's really easy to do. Let's say I have the number 5. How do I make that into a fraction? Well, I put a 1 under it. Now it looks like a fraction, 5 over 1. So if I look at this x plus 4, it doesn't look like a fraction. But if I put a 1 under it, is it a fraction now? Absolutely. Now can I cross multiply? Absolutely. So we will multiply the diagonal that goes up to the right. So we'll have 22 times 1. And we'll multiply the diagonal that goes this direction, and that'll be on the other side of the equal sign. So x plus 4 times x minus 5. And from here, it is solving like we learned earlier in the year. So we're going to have to FOIL out or multiply the binomials on the right. Now, how do I solve quadratics? Remember, we said everything comes down to a quadratic. Here's another example. How do I solve quadratics? I'm going to get everything on the right-hand side, and I'm going to try to factor it first. If it doesn't factor, then I'm going to have to use the quadratic formula. So what is -20 minus 2? That's -22. Oh, I forgot a 22. Sorry. What is -20 minus 22? That's -42. That's better. And does this factor? It does. This will factor to x minus 7, x plus 6. And so our final answer here will be x equals 7 and x equals -6.